The old town of Ravenglen was known for its chilling winds and long shadows. Nestled in a valley, it was a place where the sun seemed reluctant to shine, and fog clung to the ground like a ghostly veil. It was in this town that the Blythe family had recently moved, seeking solace from the chaos of city life. The Blythes' new home was a grand, albeit decrepit, Victorian mansion that had stood empty for decades. The townspeople whispered of its dark past, but the Blythes, enamored by the mansion's faded elegance, paid no heed to the warnings. From the first night, unsettling occurrences began. It started with faint whispers echoing through the halls. At first, the Blythes dismissed them as the sounds of an old house settling, but the whispers grew louder, more insistent, and seemed to carry a sense of urgency. Emma, the youngest daughter, was the first to encounter the shadows. One evening, as she was playing in her room, she noticed a shadow that did not belong. It slithered across the wall, even though nothing was casting it. It seemed to watch her with a malevolent presence. When she told her parents, they reassured her it was just her imagination. But the shadows did not confine themselves to Emma's room. They began to appear throughout the house, always lurking just out of sight, always whispering. The whispers became more coherent, filled with sorrow and anger, as if pleading for release. Mrs. Blythe, a history enthusiast, decided to research the mansion's past. She discovered that the mansion once belonged to the Van Horne family, who had mysteriously disappeared one stormy night a century ago. The townsfolk believed they had been murdered, their bodies never found, and their spirits trapped within the mansion. One night, as the wind howled outside and the shadows danced more frenetically than ever, the Blythes gathered in the living room, their nerves frayed by the relentless haunting. Suddenly the whispers crescendoed into a cacophony of screams, and the shadows converged into a dark mass in the center of the room. From the mass emerged spectral figures, translucent and wailing. It was the Van Horne family, their faces contorted with the agony of their deaths. They reached out to the Blythes, their hands passing through them with an icy chill as they cried out for justice, for someone to find their remains and put their spirits to rest. Terrified, but resolute, the Blythes decided to help. Guided by the whispers, they ventured into the mansion's basement, a place they had avoided due to its oppressive atmosphere. There, behind a crumbling wall, they found a hidden chamber. Inside were the remains of the Van Horne family, their bones intermingled with rusty chains, evidence of their grim fate. The Blythes called the authorities, and the remains were given a proper burial. As the last Van Horne was laid to rest, the mansion seemed to sigh, its oppressive air lifting. The shadows vanished, and the whispers faded into silence. The Blythes stayed in Ravenglen, and the mansion, once a place of torment, became a home filled with light and laughter. But on stormy nights, when the wind howled and the fog rolled in, they sometimes thought they heard faint whispers, thanking them for bringing peace to the restless souls.